Women issues have always played a role in Ghana's politics. In 2016, after 8 years of rule by the NDC, women in Ghana were simply fed up.
And now, by any through how about could be our 50 and 60. By lunch, you had a bar, yan talk, school fees and so I antimintia. Prepared in so I taught 3 days, Nasa, says I titi or mem.
You need to ever let a food enemy, name me play. Elevoka, Kaba, and we can to be a to happen for la, or maintain one up for. Ne Elenoto, time doka cananyala, or chitu, or Modobe below per customer, or Gacain, and do teacher Vanabe ever.
Our seniors have been working for 30 good months without a salary. How do you expect a lady who has worked for 30 good months to survive without just a month's salary?
2013, 14, 15, I've heard an run collapse. And I got in a few. Until now, Brabon, why a dinner.
Metafon, I may buy me baton fish. Ever as for marketing. Yeah, me bear what was me. There be no pamissodia or empty mammy. A Riani, mammy, a food, and you mentioned yourself. If free said, do say by me ban fish, I don't get Sunny aqua to a gupa. And then I ban when you come, I'm the did. If Rano Papa by him, need you. And one is but over those away. And I'm very hard matter BD. Me ban yes, come, I'm was auntie. Said the man on your dumusay. Abroad, I mean, I if you do so. May tears me there, Miss Moore. The moon answer me that from bidding. Mamma, Ada. At the end, I am my wabber, what two mamma want to send me.
All across the country, the cry of the people was for change. The 2016 election marked the dawn of a new hope. Ghanaians were eager for change and a new direction. The change came, and in Nana Akufo-Addo, they saw a new leader with a vision to transform Ghana. In his first term of office, Nana Addo has shown that women issues play a big part of his vision. He has appointed for Ghana the first female chief of staff and continued in the tradition of President Kufuor to appoint a woman chief justice.
This is the first time a president of the republic has decided to have a woman as his chief of staff. It's never happened for all these years, even in the Fourth Republic. It takes somebody who believes in people and recognizes the value you bring on the table to give you that opportunity. It's also somebody who I would say is courageous.
He's bold, he's decisive, and he's determined to carry his project through to the end. The project is the most important thing in the world to him, and you can see that in everything he does. He will not leave it until it's done.
Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has empowered women through direct appointments and indirect ways that women have benefited from policies and social interventions. He is the second president to appoint a second female chief justice. He has appointed the first female chief of staff and has gone further to appoint the first secretary to the cabinet. He has appointed female ministers, deputy ministers, CEOs, deputy CEOs, heads of institutions, ambassadors, MMDCs, and others.
He spots talent, he nurtures it, he mentors women, he creates the opportunity for you to excel. As president too, even in the appointments of women in his cabinet and female CEOs, and even young women, giving the opportunity to them. He's shown how much he values the contribution that women bring to the table.
He encourages women. And you see that a lot of policies, a lot of things that he does is to champion women, because he believes in women. He believes in what we can do. He thinks that we are stronger vessels. He believes that what a man can do, a woman can do, and sometimes better.
Can I be the president when I'm older?
Well, of course, you can be whatever you set your mind to.
But my laugh when I tell them I want to be the president.
Come, let me tell you a true story you can tell your friends when they laugh at you. Once upon a time, there was a small boy who watched his father and uncles start the struggles that eventually led to Ghana's independence. And you know what the boy learned from the struggles?
No.
Perseverance. Perseverance. It means never giving up until you have achieved what you set out to do. So when the boy grew up, he became the Secretary General of the People's Movement for Freedom and Justice. And do you know what he did? Because he believed in Ghana and democracy, he persevered until his movement brought down the military government in 1978. Really? When he saw that there was no justice for Ghanaians, he led the Kumipreko demonstrations for human rights. He persevered and mobilized Ghanaians for multi-party democracy, which was achieved in 1992.
Wow.
And then, in 2008, he stood for Ghana's presidency, promising free SHS and industrial transformation.
Did he win? Is that how we got free SHS?
No, he lost this election, but he won people's hearts.
Did he persevere?
Yes, but that is one quality people admire in him. So, he stood for the elections again in 2012, and again he promised free SHS and industrialization.
And this time he won.
No, they lied about him. They said he would burn down the country that he's fought all his life for.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
You are right. He lost a disputed election and took it to court. When he lost in court, he accepted it in peace. He may have lost the election, but he won more hearts.
Oh, I hope he persevered.
Of course he did. He ran again in 2016, and this time he won! And Akufo-Addo became the president of Ghana.
Yay!
And do you know why he became president?
Because he
Persevered!
Grandpa, one day I'll be a president.
Everything is possible.
As you all know, if not for our president, most of us would have been on the street or even in the market. For me, my parents said after GHS, I'm joining my mother in the market to help me cater for my other brothers.
As for me, my parents never believed in this free SHS policy. They thought it was never going to happen until they started enjoying it.
You know what? I think I'm the luckiest among all students. I come from a very remote village that does not even exist on the map. But thanks to Nanado's policy,
5 years ago, my mother had to sell her shop and get a loan before my brother could complete in SHS.
This is the man with good intentions for his people and generations to come. Girls, don't you think it's high time we give him a second opportunity to better Ghana?
Ever since my dad died, it's just been my mom and I. And money has always been a big problem. But thanks to this free SHS policy, I'm in school and my mom is relieved financially. Guys, don't you think he deserves another 10?
Oh yes, he deserves another 10.
Since 2017, the NPP has put in place policies that have empowered Ghanaian women. These include free senior high school education, which has resulted in more girls gaining access to senior high school education.
I would say free SHS has brought great relief to mothers. And it's a policy that anytime the president is talking about, his first consideration are the women on the market who pay fees for their children and the rural folks. And so it's one policy that even though it is not in my ministry, I find it's a great relief because mothers come to me, I go to the market and the women applaud and say that, tell the president that we thank him. So it is one great thing that even if he did nothing, that policy alone has brought joy to the faces of women. Because we know that ordinarily, children in my constituency, like Otinkwan, who would not go to school, who would pass their exams but would not have advantage of going to the secondary school are now in Achimota with the elite children from East Legon and all that.
Under this presidency, the kind of educational policies and agricultural policies and business policies we're seeing all benefit women and benefit the girl child. We all know that when you benefit the girl child, educate her, make her confident, you change the nation. Because these young ladies now have a better ability to choose their reproductive health signals. They have a better ability to wait to get married and have children at the appropriate time, and they are proven to bring up their children better. This is why we call it a transformational agenda, because the results of what we're doing now will be seen for years to come.
Now, girls are empowered to go to school. Everything has been provided, and I am sure that this will give the impetus to the girl child to grow and become good members of the society because of the education that they are getting free.
With the introduction of free SHS, a lot of young women are going to be empowered. And this is a very good policy because there is no better way of empowering anyone than through education.
He has listening ears. He has a tender heart. And for that reason, the whole world knows that issues about women are issues of the country. Our national issues are global issues. Let's go through all the SDGs. They are all women-centered. And for education, we show that all the challenges that we face at home, domestic problems, once women are educated, or most of domestic problems are going to be managed. So for me, if not for all other interventions and policies, but only for the free SHS, women and girls are empowered.
14 years when I dropped out of school because I was pregnant. That was in the year 2009. So since then, when I had my first child, I was having this desire to go back to school. Fortunately, I got pregnant the third one. Yes. But after that, I decided I would go to school. So I left the man and I started my life. From there, I started selling to provide for myself and the children. So I took the bold step and I went to so-called Bogame MAGHS Form 2. That was 2018. And in 2019, I wrote my BEC and I passed. I want to thank the government. I know it's not only me that is going through this, and because of the free SHS, I've come back to school. There are a lot out there. To me, it is a good thing. It is a good thing. And I thank the government. I want to become a midwife.
The Planting for Food and Jobs initiative has also resulted in affordable food prices and support for women farmers. Everywhere you go in the country, women have received fresh impetus in their drive for a better life thanks to Nana Akufo-Addo and the NPP.
Papa Akufo-Addo, me tuche. Papa, me tuche. Akufo-Addo, me tuche mao.
Planting for Food and Jobs. Ama you to no mun say rough. Ebi anapa osole a nto so edwuma bi a okwa obenya ne sika bosumu so obenya kakra ama nyin say basabasa ni ho bio.
As they say, behind every successful man is a successful woman. With the support of a beautiful wife, the Rebecca Foundation has been in the forefront of several projects in the health sector.
Nana-Addo has always fought for the vulnerable. He strongly believes in women's issues. As anyone can attest, his policies on health and education especially have impacted women the most. This has informed the work of the Rebecca Foundation. For example, our work in maternal health and financial empowerment of women have been inspired by his commitment to the well-being of women. I must say he has been our biggest cheerleader.
As a gender advocate and AU gender champion, the president has appointed and provided opportunity to several women.
President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has given the platform as a leader, believing in women and knowing that women are partners, women are collaborators, has also recognized the importance of women in his administration and the significant roles that women occupy in this NPP government cannot be taken for granted. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is the leader of our time and the best president to represent women's interests.
The vision of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to frontline women in his government is achieving the desired results. For the first time in our history, so many good women are playing a critical role in governance. In science, agriculture, ICT, small business, we see a steady rise in women achievers thanks to the president.
The president's policy to implement the One District, One Factory is policy to aggressively promote industrialization in Ghana. If you look at some of the products, because of this policy, some of us agencies have had to go ahead and champion this policy by putting in systems within our agencies to ensure that industrialization actually happens. And most of these products that are being made, most of the factories, the small scale, micro scale industries that are being set up are actually all headed by women. And women are doing most of the products. You find a lot of cosmetics made out of shea butter, you find a lot of chocolates, you find a lot of chemicals. Even when in this COVID era, most of the hand sanitizers applications were put in by women.
Through agencies like NBSSI, the National Board for Small and Medium Enterprises, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, you have the MASLOC. All of these agencies are working to better the lives of women through various schemes that they implement. If you talk about GEPA, we work with women exporters as well as all exporters. But for the women exporters, we have special programs for women exporters in collaboration with other agencies, international agencies, exposing them to the international market, building their capacity, looking for markets for them and hand-holding them through all the processes that they have to go through to get to the international market and earn the necessary foreign exchange to help build our country. All of this is being done through policies that are laid down by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government.
When you look at our SMEs, for example, support for SMEs, looking at NBSSI, MASLOC, Venture Capital, NEP, they all come with funds to support women. And with these funds, for example, I would say with MASLOC, 80% are sent to women to encourage them to develop their businesses and to be able to take care of their homes. So as a government, we are women-centered, and any policy that we have done, we have women at heart, and the women are just benefiting from such policies.
I consider myself very privileged, especially being a young girl from the northern part of Ghana, where women leadership hasn't really sunk down to the people. It's given a lot of girls in my part of the country hope. It's made them optimistic, and it's kind of encouraged them to go to school more, hoping that one day they could either get to where I am or get to a better place than where I am.
The president is extremely committed to women's issues. He's demonstrated that in various areas where the equality and access to opportunities for women have been at the forefront of his agenda. I've witnessed this personally and also professionally. He listens to us. He cares about what we think.
When COVID-19 struck, the president, through the National Board for Small-Scale Industries, provided support to several women and women-owned businesses.
In March 2020, at the height of the coronavirus pandemic, businesses were failing, some were losing their working capital, employees were being laid off. The president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in his wisdom, came up with the Coronavirus Alleviation Program, a fund to support micro, small and medium enterprises in Ghana. In May 2020, the fund was launched by the president, Enidasono Abba, to bring hope to micro, small and medium enterprises across the nation. To date, 120,000 micro, small and medium enterprises have benefited from the fund that the president set up in Ghana.
For women close to the president, his persona drives action and progress. He has mentored a few women who are today holding leading positions in government.
When you're working for a president who understands, believes in your worth, is willing to promote and create the conditions for you to excel, he will not spoon feed you. He would create the opportunities for you to deliver. It's up to you to also step up to the plate and deliver. And several outstanding females in his government have done that, even against the odds. And so for me, we couldn't have had a better president than akufo-addo, who genuinely believes in creating space for women to excel, has demonstrated it throughout his career and continues to live his principles and beliefs. It's not just lip service for him.
He's so passionate about women. He encourages us, he urges us on. He's so strict to the point. When you go wrong, he will admonish you. When you are right, he will encourage you. So this is a man who is a champion of the ministry.
He treats women with respect, and he has a unique ability to put women's issues at the forefront and center of any issue. Naturally, he admires women achievers and believes strongly that if you give a woman an opportunity to perform, she's not likely to fail. That is why, as a lawyer, he's known to have mentored several women who occupy or have occupied very high offices in this country. Naturally, he likes debates, critical thinking, and always says the perspectives that women bring on board is always unique.
I'm Honorable Mohammed Isif Pangabo, former member of Parliament for Agyapong Gymnasium. I'm a seed grower. I started a seed growing business about 40 years ago. Everybody knows how Ghanaian politics go. We spend a lot during campaign. I spent a lot of when I lost the election. I lost the election when I didn't have even 500 Ghanaians in my account. I had nothing. So one day the minister, Honorable Minister for Food and Agriculture, called me and Honorable Martha to the office and said there was a program the government wanted to roll out, the plan for food job, and that I shouldn't look at myself as NDC, I should do it in the national interest.
Hi, my name is Salamatu. Yes, these are both me. You see, before free SHS, my life could have taken two very different paths. The SHS path depended on how much money my parents had, what sacrifices they were willing to make, and whether they would send me or my little brother Issa to SHS. The other path is what would have become of me if there was no free SHS. But today, thanks to free SHS, my future is bright and promising.
Congratulations, you have a name.
He's a boy.
Instead of depending on others, I will stand on my own feet and help my family. Free SHS is where my dreams for a better future and the dreams of thousands of young girls become a reality. Don't let NDC take it away from us. Vote for NPP and give all Ghanaian girls a chance for a better future.
In 2016, the NPP promised to deliver on several fronts, and they have delivered.
Women, have benefited a lot. We have a lot of single mothers who have children, I'm sure have been thinking about how they can enroll their kids in school, not having financial assistance and all that. So this has gone a long way, to help them. At the end of the day, we would have seen a lot of, kids on the streets.
The NPP is seeking a fresh mandate to do more for Ghanaian women. Beyond 2020, the party promises to make life better for every Ghanaian, young and old, no matter where you live in this country. Let's give Nana and the NPP 4 more to do more for you.